find 32 books in the library about how the heart works. Some of them are kids' books, and others of them are adult books, but I can read anything because my reading score is so high they can't even rate it. There is a lot of information about the heart in 32 books, and I read it all. I find out that you have to exercise right. Like my brother, Devin, who plays soccer and runs almost every day. And you have to eat right. Like my brother, Devin, who doesn't eat as much candy as me. What I can't find is how long a heart can work after it is shot. And can other body organs take over for it? And can the hospital save you? And are you even a person at all? All I can find on that topic is that a gunshot wound to the heart is almost always fatal. According to the National Institute for Neurological Disorders, autism is diagnosed in 1 out of every 110 children. The syndrome makes it difficult for these kids to relate to their peers, show the appropriate expression through their face and voice, and in general, make sense of the world around them. In her writing, author Catherine Erskine explores this medical isolation through 9-year-old Caitlin and asks us all to make an effort to understand each other a little better. Mockingbird by Catherine Erskine. I hate recess, even though Devin says it's supposed to be my favorite subject. But I can't enjoy it because there are bright lights and loud noises and people's elbows are pointy and dangerous. I make a force field to try to block everybody out. It doesn't work. Most of the time during recess, I read. My favorite book is called The Facial Expressions Book. I have looked at that book a million times trying to figure out which emotion goes with each face. I'm not very good at it. My dad says that people have a hard time understanding me because I have autism, so I have to try extra hard to understand them, and that means working on emotions. My brother, Devin, is always nice to me. Like this one time at Devin's Boy Scout award ceremony, the entire auditorium was silent because, like Dad says, it's a very big event for a 7th grader to get an award. But when Devin stepped on the stage, they creaked and made a loud noise like a gun went off, and I screamed, and then everyone started to stare at me, and I started to cry. And then Devin got off the stage and gave me a hug and said, hey, I have to go now, okay, Scout? But I'm going to be right up there. You're going to be just fine. When I am not at recess and I am not at school, I am at home. At home, Dad sits on the couch and stares at the carpet. It is too quiet without Devin. Dad sniffs, and I don't want to hear him cry, so I pick up the remote and turn on Channel 5 News with the lady who talks so loud you can hardly understand what she is saying. She's holding a microphone and standing in front of a brick building and says, John, I'm standing in front of the courthouse where the remaining killer from the Virginia Dare Middle School shooting has just had his preliminary hearing. The hearing found that there is enough evidence to put him on trial for the murders of teacher Roberta Schneider and student Devin Smith. I close my eyes and I try to remember what happened on the day our life fell apart. That's what Dad calls it. I was at a hospital, and there were bright lights and loud noises and medicine smells, and then these people in green pajamas and paper slippers came out and said, "I am so sorry, but we weren't able to close your son's chest. There was just nothing that we could do." And then we went home from the hospital with no Devin. And Dad started screaming and kicking the furniture and throwing things, and he said, "Why? And then he took some of Devin's old school notebooks and he threw them into his room and he slammed the door and he said, "No, until I said, stop it! Stop it! Devin!" In my dictionary, it says the definition of closure is to come to an emotional conclusion after a difficult life event such as the death of a loved one. I do not know how to come to an emotional conclusion. Whenever I don't know something, I go to Devin's room and I ask him. Except Devin is not there. But his room is. I put my hand on the handle and open the door and it smells like Devin in here. When I look at the pictures of us on the wall, I remember what Devin said. Hey. I have to go now, K-Scout, but I'm going to be right up there. You're going to be just fine.